Hi everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm taking a look at Unique Toys Y-03 Investigator Sorter, or Sandstorm as I like to call him. First of all, let's look at the packaging. Nice image there of Sandstorm. You have all the pictures you need and a blur to buy this product, hopefully. You get a little collector's card, nicely done with the same illustration from the box. And the alt modes. And, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the world's worst instructional booklet ever. It jumps over steps, it doesn't really show clearly what you're supposed to do, it does many steps in one picture. Thank goodness there are other reviewers online that I could take a look at so I could actually transform him, because this sucks. But that's also the only thing that sucks. You get a little wheel for some reason. I have not been able to find any place to put it except on his foot. Well, you get his gun done in a very nice sheen here. Just plastic, but still. And you can store this gun in alt mode like this, so now you can shoot everyone that threatens Octane to his heart's content. And of course you get his swords that actually turns into rotor blades in helicopter mode. And they all look the same. So let's just look at one, shall we? And you can fold this in on itself like that, and they do tab in. You can store all these underneath here if you want to, but then he more slides than actually rolls, which is the same for everything on this surface, because it's more of a sliding motion than anything at all. The wheels do roll very well, so it's not the wheel's fault. They are just done in plastic, hard plastic. I'm going to leave the rotor blades off for my sanity's sake. But let's look at this vehicle mode. And let's just talk about the elephant in the room. No, it's not cartoon accurate. It won't be in any mode, but the robot mode comes close, and I really like the robot mode, so we will talk more on that when we get to that. There are a bit of differentiating in the paint here. I don't really fancy that, but it works still. Some lamps at the back. A nice little grilly thing here, probably for standing on when getting into that little door. I mean, I think this is an armored vehicle of some sort, not a dune buggy, as it should be, but still, it works. And this is the re-release, so it doesn't have any paint in here, as it should. And in here, they did take away a port, but they did not take away the peg. So when I first transformed it, it was out like this. So I cut the tab off, and now it works. This is him from above, and this is him from beneath. And as you can see, you have quite the height here for all those rotor blades. Now, due to the fact that he's not cartoon accurate, I'm not going to compare him to anything. So we are going to go straight into transformation of this armored vehicle. So, we start by folding these pieces to the side, if you can get them unpegged. Everything on this is really, really snug. So, you need a spludger, my trusty DX9 spludger for this. Never have it... good. Never has it been this difficult to actually get things out of the way. That's strange. Let's fold it that way. Fold those in, like so. Unhinge these on both sides, like so. Lift these cab section up, like that, and you can now untab his legs a bit so it's easier to maneuver. Release those, and now you can just pull the arms out and out of the way like that. Fold his legs out. And this is not the easiest thing to do. And as you can see, they tend to rotate around because you have too many joints here. Now let's close that up. There are a couple of joints here, and you need to maneuver them so everything just sits as it should. Start by rotating that back and rotating this out. Rotate this little piece and push this in and onto itself, like that. Now we're gonna continue rotating this. No. The tolerances on this is not that good, and I'm not that happy about it, actually. Okay. Fold that out, fold that up, and push this on the little slider there, and then just tap these together. If you're able. This should then fold in like that. Turn this around and fold this over for now, like so. And let's do the same thing on the other leg. Once you've done both legs, tab everything in so it looks fairly tabbed in, and then just squeeze it up like that. Now, these legs are just flimsy, but they do the job. Fold that in, untab this, fold it forward, and it's going to tab in the little spot up here, like so. Okay, fold these down so they make a little L here. This has gone haywire. And press them into the midsection and onto the side like that. Come to the underside, fold these out. Flip these around, if you're able to. And have the head out and turn it around, like so. And fold these chest plates, because that's what they are, forward. But before we tab those in, we have to get these out of the way. Because this has to go out as well. What we need to do is to bring the wheels down and take the side mirror here and just press that in to lock that into place. Press the wheel in the middle, and then the side mirrors like that. Pull this out, pull this out, angle that like so, tab it in like that, fold this down so you get this little wheel here, and at the same time get this in betwixt this little section, and close it up like that. You can then fold the little wing there and pull these out and turn them around like so. Now we need to transform the arms before we can go any further, and to do that we need to fold that in, because this little tab is going to go onto that little port. No, that little port is going to go on that little tab. My brain had a fart. So to be able to do that, you have to turn this around and have that facing forward. I mean, there are so many steps on this spot, and if I do forget anything, I hope you can bear with me. I have to have those down, if I remember correctly. You push the arms to the right position, like that, on both sides. Oh, I have to transform this as well. And push them as far back as you can. And then hinge this onto that. You come to these little pieces, you fold them out and you tab them in on a very long peg. Like that. Up and over. And in like that. And you have to get these little landing gear out. And now we are actually getting somewhere. Get these into some nice rotor bladey positions. You actually can feel them tab in. And then just add these. And they are stiff. And here you have Sorter or Sandstorm in his helicopter mode. And is it fun getting there? Well, maybe not, but it actually looks really nice. Some strange things back here, but it works. And if you want to attach his weapon, you can. You can fold that back, which gets a tab out for this slot. And now we can do flybys and shoot at the same time. I haven't found any place for this. I mean, you can put it on top, but that just throws it away. There is no peg anywhere that I can find that actually uses this, so I don't know what this is for at all. If anyone knows what this is for and what you do with it, please let me know in the comments below. Of the alt modes, I think this is the one that comes closest to actually being cartoon accurate, but it's still far off. You have some windows there, transparent plastic, and it's painted, which is not really... well, it holds up so far, but I'm not happy about that. But nice gunmetal grey here, a lot of tabbing and plating here, a window over there. And you actually have some nice detailing back here as well. Whee! Well, this is him from above. And that is him from beneath. And as with the other mode, I'm not going to compare it to anything because it's not accurate enough to make sense. So I'm actually just going to transform him. And if you want to have these on him, you can. You just have to move them about a bit and tab things in, like so. And now I tabbed everything but that one in, so we have to do that. Tabby. And that actually works. It's not a hassle to handle. It's not fun, but it's not a hassle. So it works. So let's get him into robot mode. Open this up, so you can pull that up. And just leave those for now. Take these side pieces out and this up. And if you want to break this off, you can, but you should be doing that with these pieces, not there. So maybe try to spread them out a bit. Because we're going to try to make a leg here. Yes. And as you can see, this just looks... Oh! And as you can see, you can slide these little knee pieces to the sides. So be careful when you tab them in later on, so they actually are in the correct position. Okay, fold this onto itself and fold that up for now, like so. Turn it around, and now that can go there when it's ready to do so. First, fold this little landing gear in, turn that up, and tab that on so you get a knee. Push this out and push it in, like so. Fold this in. And this is not double hinge. You have to roll the first one first and then slide that in so it actually gets to where it's supposed to be. And due to all the hinges here, you have to rotate that up. And this is not easy. Fold it down and just tab it into the leg, which is easier said than done, but there it is. And you have that peg there that's going in that port and that in there. So now we need to just line everything up. And that's not always easy to do. But yeah, I think we got it. Okay, now we need to put the foot where it's supposed to be as well. You fold that in so it actually goes into that little niche there. And this shouldn't be untabbed. Why did you untab? Like that. Push the foot up. And let's see if we can rotate this leg around. Yes. And there you have one leg done. Well, it does look silly, doesn't he? But we're going to try to do this anyway. Raise these up, fold this out, and close the chest pieces back together again. Turn these back and together, they will form a little peg here. And angle them thusly, so when we tab them in there and there, everything will just be peachy keen. But we need to rotate him first. And now we have that tab in that port there. We tab in the skirt pieces there. And of course, there. Everything should stick. You push this in. You angle this up and in, so it tabs in here. And then you have tabs and ports, and they are going to be joined in holy tabatory, like so. You fold this up, tab that in. Yes, they're going to hang upside down, but still, it works. The arms, tab them in here, both sides. And if everything comes loose, just tap it back in. You can see everything just goes haywire during transformation. Push these arms out. And tab this. Wait. First you need to tab the hand in. And then you tab that in. Rotate the hand, the arm. Like that. The silvery piece should be on the foreground like that, and that's one arm done. And the last piece of transformation you need to do is just push this in. You can have it out, but it just looks silly. You're supposed to have those out, but you can also push them in so they stay still. And there you have Sandstorm in his robot mode. Was it fun getting there? Yeah. Is it worth it? Yes. He looks good. I mean, he's not cartoon accurate by a margin, but he's accurate enough, so that's good enough for me. Let's get up close and personal with him, shall we? I know people don't really fancy this face, but I actually like it. I think it looks good. I really do. It's a Sandstorm face, if I ever saw one. And with this little thing above, that's just perfect. And a nice chest, and that's me. His arms are moronically long. Nice headlights. A bit strange crotch pieces here. But nice knee pads and big feet. Oh, big feet. I like big feet, and I cannot lie. And of course we have this little thing. As you can see, I just have to take those off so you can actually see his back. And when you take those off, he gets like a little person back here. Whee! A headless dancing person. But it looks good. And for articulation, his head can go around all the way on a stiff joint. Can look up, can look down, which is nice. The arms can go out to there. They can go all the way around. You have a bicep rotation. You have less than 90 degree on the elbow due to these big long things. You can rotate the hands, but they are very snug. And you can open them. These three fingers are on one peg, and the pointing finger is in a trigger likeness. As I said, this is an almost 9 years old robot, so the waist is way below the waist. It's more of a crotchular rotation, I think, and it looks kind of silly. It works, but you can kick that far forward, that far backwards, and he can do the full splits. You can rotate here at the thigh. You can rotate at the knee, which actually makes these pieces rotate when you don't want to. 90 degrees at the knee bend there. The foot can go, or both feet of course, can tilt. They can go a bit up and down due to this hinge. You can actually get them in really strange poses. And this is where I usually put this little wheel, because that's the only place I found. You can, of course, make him hold his swords. Sworder can hold his swords, and they just go in his hands. There's no tab or anything, but it works. It works. You can put the swords on the legs. You have a tab here. You can just push that on if you want to. They can go here, they can sit over here if you want to have them there. So you have a lot of options for storing the swords in robot mode, which is really, really nice. And if you want him to shoot people, you get his gun out. And this actually has a tab, so it will tab into his hands if you find the tab. And now he can just shoot Decepticons or anyone threatening Octane to his heart's content. I mean, as I said before, he is not cartoon accurate by a margin, but still he looks really Sandstormy. I can see him leading his people out of the planet that the Decepticons invaded. I can see him doing brave things for the one he loves. And for comparison, here is X-Transbot's Springer, and he looks really nice beside Springer, I think. They are very different. This is a lot of die-cast and metal and, well, sturdiness. And this is pure plastic, so it's easier, but it works. And of course, here he is with Octane, the one he wants to save at any cost. Now for my conclusion. Yes, he's not cartoon accurate, but he doesn't have to be. And that's strange coming from me, actually, because to me, everything has to be cartoon accurate. But he is accurate enough, and it really feels like Sandstorm for some reason. There are a lot of tolerances that could be better. The joints are very stiff, and so on and so forth, but that actually makes him very sturdy, and though he lacks any die-cast whatsoever, he still feels like a masterpiece. And speaking of masterpieces, his masterpiece score is 7, so he's a recommendation from me if you like the character. I know that Hasbro released a Sandstorm this year, but I thought he was too hollow, and it wasn't a masterpiece anyway, but I will probably get that one for my mainline collection as well, sooner or later. But I guess that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.